In the dead of night, when the world is asleep, something strange unfolds.
Infused. This is Infused Conversations, and today, being as though we getting into Halloween, I'm going to be, I ain't into all of that like that, you know what I mean? But for the sake of those that are into all of that, I'll tell you what I am into, and that's paranormal activity, and today, I'm going to go back in time a little bit and tell you about an experience that happened to me. And one of my first encounters with, the shadow people. And for those of you who don't know what a shadow person is an entity that is neither a ghost or a human or a poltergeist. The difference between those three is, human being. A ghost is like a spirit. It's like a release of energy that, it's kind of like in between the transition of, the life of the earth and now and the hereafter, or, the time of respite that you spend before you go see God or law, whoever, however you face to the higher power. So, a spirit, really, this is something that you can see and sense a little bit. Whereas a poltergeist is something that can like actually move something around, and that's like a real strong presence. I think if anybody knows what a jinn is, like you would kind of like basically say like a poltergeist and a jinn are kind of like the same thing. Then we got something else called shadow people, and they like shapeshifters, but they like I said, I really can't explain the extent, but it's a dangerous entity. Like it's on a scale of like danger, you know what I mean? Like, ghosts being here, like poltergeist being there, like the shadow people, they like up, they up there, man. So let me get into the situation. So lived in a town called Beverly, New Jersey. Anybody knows the town knows, it's a small town. They say that it was built on an Indian graveyard, and the legend has it that the town was bought, of course, from the Indians, and the Indians was told that they was gonna take because the area of Beverly was an Indian graveyard, and they was told that they was going to take all of the bodies and then relocate the bodies somewhere else and do the right thing by these people. And they didn't do it. They didn't relocate the people, and they just built the town over the bodies and took the bodies and just burnt them up or whatever it is they decided to do with the bodies. That's what happened. So more or less, it's like it's kind of like a haunted town. So, with that being said, before we moved to Beverly, like growing up as a child, like I used to always see ghosts. Like I became so accustomed to seeing that. Like I'll get into that on some other time, but like it was really nothing to see ghosts. So when we moved to Beverly, like I started getting like a feeling of a different kind of presence. You feel me? Like, I didn't really understand it, and I used to talk to my mom about it. Like Mom, I'm seeing stuff. She's like, yeah, I know you always seen things. And I'm like, nah, like this is a little different. I'm getting like a funny vibe. Like it's not really too good, and my mom always took in consideration the things that I said whenever I spoke about that. Because as I said, I was seeing stuff since I was a little kid. So she was like, all right, well, believe in God, and you know nothing can harm you, and you know stuff like that. You know, more or less, like nigga, what the fuck we going? We stuck here, nigga. You got to deal with that. So one day, my aunt lived across the street, and the house that she lived in, like. Okay, our house was haunted. Like this joint, this shit look haunted. Like we used to go over there and play. Like the whole vibe of that joint was like you after certain hours you want to go to certain parts of the house type shit. So it was like, you go over there and see Aunt Lois house and go see if they got some bread for me. I was like, all right. So yeah, me and Brent, my husband's name was Brent. Like, yeah, his name is Brent. Like, yo, I want you get some bread so you make a sandwich or something. I'm thinking to myself, like, man, why don't you go over there and actually It's nighttime. Like, I was like probably like around 12, 13 around that time. Like, I wasn't too interested in going outside at that time. Right? Around that time, we just moved there. I ain't had no friends. I wasn't in nothing. Like, that was just some scary shit that I'm doing for somebody else. So, long story short, like, yo, we're not asking you to do it. We're telling you to go do it. So, I went over there to go do it. So I come out the crib, like, boom, it's like a little walk, a little path, then it's a gate, you know, we got a little metal gate and shit. So I open the gate, I go outside and shit. So the street is so small, it's only like two street lights on our street, and one of the street lights is in front of the crib. So as I'm walking over, like, it's the street light, it's casting the light, and it's the light is in front of the crib. It's only right there. I'm gonna be looking in the area of the light, so I'm looking at that shit, trying to see anything that I can see and everything that I can see. So I'm looking. So as I'm looking, I can see the porch from my aunt's front porch is, and where this shit is designed. I'm gonna show you the pictures, but where it's designed. The door is like, you know, is off to the side, and then the porch comes out like that to the street. So the door is more like that. So I'm looking over. I'm looking over in that area, and in the area I'm seeing a shadow and shit. So, you know, whatever. Y'all, if you're a person that's on point, you on point, and you know how to play shit. So when you walking around, you looking at certain shit. So if you see a shadow and shit, your natural instinct is going to check to see who's making that shadow. You know what I mean? So I'm looking around to see who's making that shadow, because the shit is doing this. People, it's like it's about 6.5 foot tall, about this wide, you know what I mean? But it's boxy. It's not rounded like a human being. It's like boxy and shit, like it just, and it's like I said, it's like morphing. It's morphing into something, or it's trying to hold it's trying to hold the shape of almost like a human, or the form of a human, like whatever it's doing. It's just doing that. At the time, it ain't really hit to my presence. You feel me? So I don't gotta sit up here and tell them damn lies, especially going through all this. So I never gonna go, I swear, and put my right hand to God on no story I'm telling. So as I'm coming up, I'm peeping it and I'm looking, and it's like as I'm slowing up my action, that thing stopped its action. You know what I mean? And like I said, it was in the corner, and it was like in the corner where the door opened up like this. It's in the corner, and it's like tweaking, like it's trying to figure out how to get in the, you know, if I was to estimate what it was doing, it's trying to figure out how to get in the crib. So when I started slowing up, and that shit slowed up, and the top part, which would be a head, it wasn't like I seen an actual face or a head, but the top part that would be a head went like that. And like in the instant that shit looked my way, that shit looked it one way this way, and it was just like that shadow just went, and it's formed like another kind of shadow that was like horizontal and shit, and just shot. You know, but I don't really know where that joint went and how far and fast that joint went, because as soon as that joint went like this, I turned into a shadow myself, and I went like this, and I turned around and shot to the crib. So I shot to the crib. I run up in the crib, I'm like breathing all crazy. So they sitting back, you know, they was mad, and they had drinks and shit. Like they just knew they was about to start getting in the second part of their night. Like they was about to take the refreshments and getting back into their movie and shit. You know what I mean? So they look at like, what's up with you? I'm like, yo, I seen something out there. They're like, yo, they're like, hey, what you seen? I was like, yo, I don't know what I saw. I'm not going out there no more. They was like, dude was getting tight too. It was like, man, here we go. So my mom looking at my face and she could tell I'm scared of her. So I look at her, I look at her hair, I'm like, man, if I didn't say it, but I'm like, if y'all gonna beat me, y'all gonna have to beat me, I'm not going back over there. So my mom looked at my face, she was like, "Will you really see something?" I was like, "Yes, ma, I seen something over here. I'm not going back out there." Alright, go to your room. Do huffing and puffing. I shot back to the room. Yo, but check this out though. Now check this out. This shit had me stressed out, you feel me? Because like I said, up until this point, I was able to accept a lot of things. And I said other things, and like I said, I got a lot of stories to tell, so we'll get into all of that. But up until that point, you know what I mean? I came to accept, like, you know, it might not be the only things around this joint, so it's all types of energies around it. My grandparents and witchcraft, there's like a lot of shit going on, so like I wasn't really new to nothing like that, so for me to be disturbed by something, I had to be disturbed, and I'm sitting there thinking like, damn, like, what the was that? Alright, peak game. Now, time go on, Aunt moved out of that house, and we moved into that house. Into the house because it was a bigger house than the house that we was living in. Alright, so now we living in there. Now, the basement of my aunt's house looks like Freddy Krueger type shit. Like, if you ever watched the original Nightmare on Elm Street, they're like, where they show spots like we're hanging and swinging and shit, like it had that kind of vibe, you feel me? So like we was gonna play down there for a while, but it's like people kept throwing stuff down there and throwing stuff down there and throwing stuff down there and throwing stuff down there to the point it didn't make no sense, you know what I mean? It was just shit everywhere down there, and it's already spooky as hell. It's burnt, it's red brick everywhere, and it's like it floods down there, so it's water, shit dripping, light flickering and shit. Like, yo, that shit is spooky as hell. Or without any antics. Like any time of the day you go down there, it's like you're in a fun house without nobody doing nothing. There's no, you know, music or nothing. Just going there, you're gonna get scared. Like, oh shit, you don't even gotta see nothing. You just gonna feel scared. So I'm gonna move to that joint. So then my mom got it's 10 of us, you know what I mean? So I got 4 brothers, you know what I mean? So we at the time I had 3. So we all in the room, you know what I mean? All the girls is in the room and then my mom and them in the room. So man, that's how I map out upstairs. So, you know, that shit didn't work out. The niggas was crazy, they was breaking shit, throwing shit out the window, going through all of my stuff, you know. Anything I had, they ran through it and destroyed it. So I can't live around these niggas. So the basement was unattended. Nobody dared try to master or conquer or get that thing to any kind of level to live in. Like it wasn't even for consideration. Well, I considered it. Like, man, I'm about to do it. So I got a team of my uptown niggas. We went down there and we started cleaning up, made everything all spiffy down there as much as we can. And first things first, we went and you know we stole a lot. It was little kids. We had money. We had couches and shelves and all types of shit because you know. We was looking around, we was finding things. And we looked around and we found some paint. So we painted the walls blue. That was like one of the first things we did. We ain't rest in peace, new and shit. We painted the walls blue, you know what I mean? Like light blue, you know what I mean? To take that vibe off that red brick shit wasn't working. So now we got the blue walls and shit, you know what I mean? Got a little TV, little boom box down there. Like everything is vibey now, you feel me? It's wet though. The only thing that's about it, like when it rains, is uncontrollable. Like there's nothing you can do about it. It's gonna flood, you know what I mean? So you gotta keep stuff on high ground because it's slanting and shit. So keep stuff on high ground, you good. You know what I mean? I had a couch down there. My sister, I had couches down there. That shit was chilling down there. So my first night down there, after we worked the hardest out that one day. After we got the paint, we got rugs, we got all that shit in there. So after all of the hard work was done, I got the bed set up, and I got the bed set up directly underneath for the light, and the light is the string hanging down. So I got it positioned so that the string is right underneath my belly button. So if something was to happen, I could reach up and just grab the light and turn it on. You feel me? Like I had this shit mapped out. You know what I mean? So I had the old school stereo systems. This was long as hell, and it had the lighted dial, and it had that big round joint that you turn the dial like this, and it got that thing that move like this, and like you know the old school ones, the joint that's the needle that joint had a light on it too. So those a fancy joint, you know what I mean? Got the bass and the treble knob on it. Old school shit with the record player at the top. So I got one of them, and I got the speakers, the 212-inch woofers, 12 and the 15 mismatch joints that we done rigged up, you feel me? Right, you know, young boy chilling type shit. But I was chilling, if you ask me. So I got, when I was chilling, you know, I was a musical person, so I wasn't just listening to the regular music that everybody listens to. I listened to jazz, rock and roll, listen to whatever caught my ear. So around that time I was in the jazz at night time, listening to jazz before I go to sleep. Trying to be a fake old head or something, I don't know. I was into that shit. So I'm listening to this shit, I got the jazz banging and shit, so I'm thinking like, cause I already was like thinking about this move for a while, I just didn't never do it, cause it was like, it creeped me out. So when I finally made the decision, like, I was like apprehensive. So now that I'm down there and chilling, I'm like, man, this ain't that bad. You know what I mean? I'm laying there listening to this. Soon as I heard that shit like somebody just turned the chain to like a static joint. Soon as I heard that shit, I told you I got the string already. It's automatic. I just know what to do. So I put the string on and turn the light on and just get up like, what the fuck? I look. So alright. I was always a reasonable person, so I'm thinking like, damn. Sometimes when you put them kind of radios on the frequency, it won't be all the way on. It won't be all the way lined up. So I was like, don't start tweaking, cause it might not be that bad. Like, just go there and just, you know what I mean, dial it in. So I go over there, bang. I dial it in, make sure that shit's really, really locked in on the stations that I want to hear. That shit's locked in, bang. Way back down. Got my hand ready for the string in case anything stupid happens. Sure enough, after a few little bars, everything was good. This time, this is what I did. I didn't even stop from here. You know, past go, we're not collecting no $200 and shit. We going straight out the jail. We going straight back upstairs. I flipped the light, jumped up. 2 strides, I'm out of the room. In 3 strides, I'm up them steps. And about 5 strides, I'm up there in my little brother's room again. Now I done moved all my furniture downstairs, so I don't got nothing to sleep on. So I had to make a little pallet on the ground and shit. So now I'm sleeping on the ground. My mom wake up the next day and shit. She's like, yo. Coming there, she's like, yo, what you doing up here? I thought you was up and downstairs and shit. She's like, yeah, you gonna be doing this, going up and down the stairs all night long, all that, like this at the third. So I'm like, I bet, yo. Alright, just give me time to think about it, like, you know what I mean? I think I took like 2 days. 2 days upstairs straight, it wasn't a hard decision. I gotta figure that shit out downstairs. So, when I was a young buck, my grandmother always was telling me that we got dominion over everything. I don't care how crazy the spirit is, or this, whatever it is, like, at the end of the day, if you're not scared and you believe in God, and your faith in God is strong enough, it's no joint out here that can beat you. It's like, yo, you gotta let them things know that you're in charge. So, that's the mentality that I went back downstairs, like, man, listen, man. So I didn't just go out there and start tweaking. I waited till something happened, you know what I mean? But I had to join in my head with how it was gonna play out. So I'm down there, right? And same scenario. So I got the shit hooked up. Bang, this night I ain't off the jazz. I'm off the Power 99 FM. Like I'm listening to R&B and hip hop. So listening to the music and I same thing, same hookup. Soon as it happened, it happened. Like, yo, listen, dog, we're not doing all of this. I'm like, listen, I can't stop you from being anywhere that you want to be, but listen to this, though. You're not going to be in here where I'm at, occupying this space, bothering me, cuz we ain't going to be doing this. So, boom, I just went on in this tone for like a little bit, like, I'm just talking, you know what I mean? Like, wherever this shit is, I'm just telling this shit, basically, like, you're not going to be, because, like, the way that the basement was designed is that when you come down the steps, it's a room right here, it's a door that they made, and then there's a basement over there. So I was like, man, you can have all that over there. This little thing right here, this is me, man. Like, you tripping. So check this out. I'm not going back upstairs. I'm not running or none of that. I turn the radio back on the station that I want to listen to. I go to lay back down, like with a determined nature, like, man, like, yo, it is what it is. You feel me? Yo. Don't you know, whatever the fuck that thing was, that shit was tripping on the other side. Now, like I said, this joint was made, they made this room. It probably was just like when you come down the steps, it was just a big open area. So they put pieces of plywood and, you know, in a slant so that they block the stairs off, and then it goes underneath the stairs, and there's more plywood like that. Like it's a makeshift room, you know what I mean? So in between the plywood, there's little gaps. You know, it wasn't professionally done. You know what I mean? Somebody probably had the same thing I had going on. They had brothers and sisters like, nah, I'm about to go turn them downstairs to a basement room or some shit. And they did the same thing. They had their niggas out, their friends down there. They did it up. So I'm looking through I'm not looking through nothing. I'm not tweaking, but I'm laying back. I'm laying back, and I can see through the crack. Yo, you can just keep like something keep going back and forth down there. See the light over there flickering. You can hear shit because it was like bikes and it was a metal. Like my mom had a big old octagon glass table, and then something happened to the glass, and they just threw the octagon down there, so you can hear things rattling against the octagon, that metal frame. You can hear things rattling. It's mad bags of clothes. You can hear the bags like bags bagging and all of this shit. So this nigga's carrying out for like about 20 minutes straight. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I was scared to death, yo, but I dared not show it, yo. I just laid there, you feel me? I just went through it until I fell asleep. I don't know how long that motherfucker was carrying on. I know eventually I fell asleep. Woke up the next day. Oh, I'm alive. I don't feel crazy, you know? Like, I went to school, man. That's life. Came home, much of the same. Every day for like, you know, for a while till I got to the point where I'm not even paying attention to this shit no more. You feel me? Like, I'm over here and he over there. Like now, like, you know, I started smoking bud, so now I'm smoking bud and drinking and shit. So it's like, man, I don't even care about that shit no more. I done went to the schools and told my friends all of this shit. Like, yo, man, I got ghosts in my house and all that. Everybody laughing and shit. Like, it's a joke and all of that. All right, I'm always talking to town and always lie. All right, this is always jokes. All right, cool. So check this out. So one day, right, my mom and them go to Atlantic City, right, and every time they go to AC, we do the same thing. We have a little party and shit. Hey, bro, we invite everybody over here. We smoking and drinking and shit. So this time we down in the basement with it. You feel me? Like normally we be on the porch. You know what I mean? Like we don't be bringing people in the crib like that. The crib ain't nothing to be bringing nobody in. You know what I mean? Like we just in here living. Like so, it's not we bring everybody in the crib. We downstairs in the basement. So. We got 40s and blunts. We got the bed to the side. They got all these chairs lined up in a circle. We got a big ass ashtray in the middle, and we all sitting around. We getting real right. So after a while, you know, I'm zoned out. Like they carry, you know, I got sisters and shit. I got two sisters. I don't know if Didi was down there with us, but I know Crystal was down there with us. You know what I mean? And they might. And it was like 4 of my boys, yo, and it might have been a loose goose that they brought. I can't remember if any of the other females was there, who they was, but I'm sitting here on the end of my bed, and like, at the end of the bed, you can see through the other side of the basement. You feel me? Like I said, I can see that crack. So I'm sitting there like this, and I'm not tweaking or nothing, but right now I'm entertained by this motherfucker. This motherfucker over there fucking around. While people are here, like, even though I didn't, you know how you tell somebody like, yo, I got ghosts and shit, or I seen this, and then you bring somebody, and then this doesn't happen. This motherfucker didn't give a fuck. He was over there tweaking. So I'm looking through the crack like, oh shit, this motherfucker cool, he going off. So one of my boys happened to see that I'm detached from the party and came over like, hey, what's up, cuz? Like, why you ain't drinking no more? I'm like, yo, no, I'm chilling. He's like, what you looking at? I'm like, I'm looking at. I'm like, look. I moved to the side, looked to it. I think it was drastic, yo. I looked that nigga see that shit. He like, oh shit. He did the same move that I did the first time I ran up out of there. He hit the door and got up out of there. As soon as he got up out of there, everybody didn't have to wait for the day because, like I said, or he was like in the area that is joking haunted. Soon as see him move like that, everybody moved just like that. Everybody bounced with his hands. So I probably started laughing back then. I'm sitting at the end of the bed. I'm the last one to come upstairs. I go outside. Hey, what? Yo, it's haunted in there. Yo. Everybody going like that. Y'all all souped up. Like, y'all telling me something, man. I've been telling y'all this shit. So, like, I'm already at 23 minutes. And, like, I don't keep these joints that long, but I'm going to get into what happened after this. Like, after I left, you know what I mean? Because there was, like I said, it's so much of the same. Like, the behavior that was going on with this shadow thing, whatever this shit is. Unbelievable. Like, we get into it in another video, alright? So, everybody out there, stay blessed, man. Keep your eyes open, man. Pay attention to what's going on around you, you know. Stay in tune, man. Yeah.